only in Ohio. Yeah.
Dang right. So before we end this episode, there's there have been some big offseason moves made by teams and also by some players. And as we all know, the quarterback is probably the most important position in sports, although it's not the only position, which I'm going to kind of rant here, but like something that really drives me nuts is whenever people are talking about games and they're like, so like I think the Bills are playing the Ravens. They're like, oh yeah, it's Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen. First,
Oh, I
no,
know. It's just not.
it's the
No.
Bills versus the Ravens. There's like
Yes.
52 other players on the team.
Yeah.
And plus, they're not even the quarterbacks aren't even on the field at the same time.
No, they're not. You're right.
So yeah. Anyways, all that to say, there have been some quarterback moves, some pretty big names from some pretty big schools, and we're gonna start talking about a guy who you and I are probably the most familiar with because we both watch a lot of Alabama football. We live here in the
Yeah.
state. We hear from a lot of fans. But Silas, what do you think about Jalen Milroe's decision to leave Alabama and go to the NFL draft?
No, I think it was a good decision by him
Hmm.
because nobody at Alabama has any confidence in him anymore. Like, not really, okay?
Yeah.
He he was rough this year for the most part. Besides a couple games, Georgia, he looked good. That's about it. His
Yeah.
draft stock, he'd probably be a late first rounder, early second rounder.
Hmm.
And I think it was a good move for Joe Moore to go.
Okay. So I'm gonna agree with you that it was a good move to leave Alabama because I also am around a lot of Alabama fans. And everybody was just tired of them. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
just it had gotten to the point where out when we talked about this in our Michigan and Bama video, but where if he was playing good, Bama would be good. But if he was off, Bama was the
Yeah.
whole team was was off, and he played pretty off towards the end of the year.
He did.
So I think he made the right call in leaving Bama, but I don't know if he should have gone to the NFL because I just don't really see him as an NFL quarterback. Like he's pretty raw. He doesn't make great decisions and just throwing the
Yeah.
ball. He's not the best. Like the games where he like went absolutely crazy this year, like Georgia, LSU, where
Mhm.
he was running all over the field and just making just just athlete plays. But when you
Yeah.
get to the NFL, you got guys that are like the best in the world
Oh, yeah. And I
athletes.
don't know if you can be running around all over the field in the NFL like that.
No, absolutely not. And I don't share your same optimism about his draft stock. I don't think there are a lot of teams that are really looking for Jalen Milroe.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I was kind of thinking about this morning, kind of previewing what we were going to talk about. But I think a legit move for him would be to
Mhm.
not go to the NFL, but hey, maybe stay in state, declare for the UFL, go play for the Birmingham Stallions.
Whoa, really,
You know what I mean?
JD?
Like just because if he goes absolutely crazy in Birmingham playing professional football,
Yeah.
we've seen Skip Holtz turn uh, every single year the MVP of the league has been the Birmingham Stallions quarterback. It was
Yeah.
Jamar Smith, Alex Magoo this year, Adrian Martinez. If Jalen Milroe comes down, because both Martinez and Matt Corral left the Stallions and they're in the NFL again. I think Martinez, he's with the Jets, Corral's with the
Mhm.
Vikings. But so I think Milroe can really bump his stock up if he goes and plays for the Stallions. And like I thought that was kind of silly and dumb whenever I was thinking about it, but now I mean that sounds
It just kind of makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, and plus like he's he's staying here where he already has a fan base. There's still a bunch of Jalen Milroe fans down here, and if
Hmm.
he can lead the Stallions to another championship, which is very, very possible, uh,
Yeah.
because I know you know this, Silas, but for those of y'all watching who don't know, there is a football dynasty in Alabama right now, and it's not
They're
University of Alabama. It's the
yeah.
Birmingham Stallions. Won
Yes, they're a solid team.
for sure, more than solid. They've won back to back to back.
Yes. Yes, they're unbeatable.
Unbeatable. That's something Nick Saban never did.
No, it's not.
Never went three in a row, but that's what Skip Holtz and the Birmingham Stallions
That's right.
were doing. So the next quarterback we're going to talk about is Quinn Ewers from Texas. He's also going to the NFL. Silas, what do you think about that?
I don't think there was a surprise here. I was like pretty sure he was already going. I mean, he led Texas to national or to semifinal game. He looked good for the most part this year. I mean, I don't. He's a solid NFL quarterback in my opinion. I think he can go some places.
I think so too. Unlike Milroe, I think he can develop into a pretty good NFL
Yeah,
quarterback. I think if he maybe sits a year or two and just really learns from the right guy, he can be really, really good. But just talking to some Texas fans, they were just ready for him to go. Like just something about the way he played. I guess he was too inconsistent and just not just elite, so to speak. And they were just ready
yeah.
for
I
him to,
know a lot of Texas fans.
yeah,
I know a lot of Texas fans just want Arch Manning to just go ahead and
yeah,
get in the QB1
absolutely.
position and lead them to the championship.
How many is a lot of Texas fans?
Like one.
Okay, I was about to say I also know one. So yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
that's two combined.
Two of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
One plus one is two. And if both of them are saying that they're ready to move on, I guess that's what every Texas fan is saying.
Probably we're two for two with that. So yeah, probably.
Hey, skadoosh.
That's
Yes.
right.
And just especially with a backup of that, like Arch Manning, like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think everybody's ready to move on. But I think Quinn Ewers could also work out in Birmingham with the Stallions. Like
hmm
I'm picturing him in Skip Holtz's offense. I mean, this is probably less likely, but I mean, I, he's not ready to be an NFL starter just yet. He has
Not yet.
things
Mm-mm.
he needs to work on. So I mean, coming down to Birmingham, winning another championship, I can see him. He's got playmakers all around like Deion Kane. Crap, I for Bo Scarborough's not with the Stallions anymore, but
No, not anymore.
CJ Marable at
Yep. Yep.
got a bunch of dogs there in Birmingham, and best coach in the UFL, Skip Holtz.
That's right.
So
Who
yeah,
knows? The UFL may be making a little run with
that's right, man.
college QBs.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they do. They've put a lot of people back into the
They
NFL.
have. Yeah. The UFL it's a great league.
Yes, love it. They're basically paying you to come to the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's
Yes.
just incredible. I actually like watching it more than the NFL. Like honestly,
Really?
I mean, just because the NFL feels so scripted
Yeah. Yeah.
and
There
so
are some wild card games on the night.
there are. Actually, I'm going to watch those.
You gonna watch the Chiefs Texans?
I think so. They
Yeah.
can,
We have a ACA alum playing for the Texans tonight.
dude. Oh yeah, come on,
Yeah,
rock on.
that's right.
But, yeah, very good. But anyways, the last guy we're going to talk about before we before we wrap it up is Carson Beck. And this one was really, really surprising whenever
It
I
was, yeah.
just him leaving Georgia to go to Miami. But then as I was thinking about it, I haven't really been talking to a lot of Georgia fans, but I guess he's kind of getting the same sense as Milroe and Ewers
Mhm.
that people don't really want him at Georgia. And then Miami gave him 4 million reasons
Yeah.
why
Exactly.
to play for
Yes.
them. Yeah. And so I think out of all the guys, he's probably made the best decision just
I
because,
agree. $4 million to play another year of college football. I'm like,
and that's more than most rookies make in the
yeah. I
NFL.
don't I don't know if you saw that stat, but he got more than like Jaden Daniels, uh, and two other like all pros, all their salaries combined.
I
I think it
mean,
was Brock Purdy.
yeah,
All their salaries combined, he had more.
that's
That is just incredible.
incredible. Yeah. And then we saw what Cam Ward did at Miami. He went from being like a sixth, seventh round pick to being, he's probably the number
Mhm.
one overall pick right now.
Yeah.
So I think Carson Beck, he has a chance. I don't think he's going to be as good as Cam Ward was at Miami,
hmm
especially since he hurt his elbow. He's not going to be able to come like actually throw the football until like summer of next year, which is
Yeah. It's a
pretty
while.
rough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he made the best
Yeah.
decision.
I don't know if you know this, JD, but his girlfriend also goes to the University of Miami.
I did
I
know.
think that had a big impact in him going on over there.